What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 1/6 scale DC figure unboxing, and we continue on today with another Mars Toys unboxing of the Dual Face or Two-Face from Batman Forever, played by Tommy Lee Jones. And if you guys missed yesterday's video, that would be for MAT015 Mars Toys King of Enigma, which is Jim Carrey's Riddler from the Batman Forever movie as well, and stars side by side with Tommy Lee Jones here. And I believe this Mars Toys Dual Face is a much newer figure, you know, but MAT024 from 015, so 9 figures since the King of Enigma. So I don't know what the 9 figures or 8 figures in between are, but MAT024 is the Dual Face, and oh man, he comes with a lot of great accessories. It says 1/6 scale collectible figure on the side. It's got the Two-Face figure on the back. You can see the Harvey Dent side, the Two-Face, the scary side, you know, if you would, and how different each side of this person is. And I just love how split down the middle it is, and one side's like this classic business suit and one side's this zebra striped crazy bright suit, and it's just like, you know, it's one of the most unique character designs ever. And you know, if you got a character that's got 2 different halves of a face, why not also have 2 different halves of a suit, you know, where like Christopher Nolan's Two-Face wasn't practical effects, so it looked pretty crazy with like the burned away half of his face with the CGI and how they did it, and it looked really good. And you know, the suit he was wearing was a little bit burned on one side, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't 2 completely different halves of a suit, you know, or 2 different suits sewn together down the middle type thing. You know, it's just so cool. But we'll take a closer look at that figure in just 1 second. But let's pop off the top of this box here. Slide that off. You got one of these cardboard little cover things again, just like the Riddler had, but this time it's like chains and maybe like a gun or like the glove of some sort. But it's like, you know, 2 different colors, like the Two-Face himself. Ooh, wow. Very cool. So it comes with a big gun, it comes with 2 revolvers, it comes with another pistol, so plenty of guns. It comes with 1, 2, 3 swap out sets of hands, plus the hands that he comes with, so 4 sets of hands. It comes with the Halloween mask, just like Riddler does, and it comes with a swap out head sculpt, just like the Riddler does. And it comes with, looks like 5 of his special coins that he flips. Why he needs 5 of them, I don't know, but 1 probably would have been fine, but at least you got 4 more options if you lose that one, you know what I mean? But let's pop off the top of this plastic shell here and see what this figure is looking like. Oh man, yeah, this figure is looking so sweet. Popping off the plastic off his head the first time I'm doing that. Oh my god, like he just looks like, oh wow, Tommy Lee Jones. Oh, Two-Face, you know, like, you know, like he's just so perfect. On one side of his face, he's just got like this stoic, you know, just Tommy Lee Jones, a little bit combed back. Maybe he is a lawyer, maybe he's a pretty good one. And then the other side is like this purple crazy burn on his face. It's almost got like the Joker effect a little bit with his lips, so it looks like he's permanently smiling on the Two-Face side. It's got like this weird purple and red textures going all through it. His ears all messed up. His hair on this one side is so much crazier than the other side. Like, this might be my actual Two-Face. Like, I don't know if I've seen a Two-Face I like more than this Two-Face, you know what I mean? Like, and I like, what is his name, Aaron Eckhart or whatever from the Christopher Nolan series, but this Two-Face just has swag, man. Like, this Two-Face is different, just built different all the way around. The suit has nice little tailoring to it, you know, pocket square, little pocket there. I do like that it has like this little detail of, there's like watches around both of each wrists, and they're underneath the jacket, so you don't necessarily even see it. But the watch on the Two-Face side is like a yin-yang symbol, but it's like, you know, the old school karate symbol, but one side's red, one side's white, so that's kind of cool. And then on the Harvey Dent side, he just has like a regular, you know, rolly or something like that. But I thought it was cool, like, that not all of my 1/6 characters have watches, but if you're going to be dressed up fancy in a suit, might as well have some watches. And, you know, have, if you're a Two-Face, you have watches on either side, and they're both very friggin' different. But the only thing I'm seeing so far with the suit that I'm not liking is the tie doesn't seem to sit the way you might want it to. But I think if you play with that enough, you can get that sitting the way you want. You just need to play with it a little bit. But also, another thing that I don't love, the socks. You know, not that you'll see it when the pant's down, you shouldn't have a problem either way, but they do come with socks to cover up that ankle peg. But these socks, for me, like when they came, they like popped off so easily, and then as I was putting it in, like it just wouldn't go on the way I needed it to. So I was like, you know, I don't have tongs or I don't have like tweezers with me to be able to stick this thing back around the ball peg of the shoe and then shove it back into the figure. So for now, I have no socks on my figure. It shouldn't matter, but it does come with socks, if that is something you were wondering with this suit. It also, down while we're down by the feet, he has two different shoes. One's a regular dress shoe, one's more of like this fancy cowboy-esque dress shoe, if you know what I mean, where like he steps and it almost sounds like the spurs on the back of a cowboy boot, which was just a good sound design from the movie. But one of the opening scenes, we see Two-Face robbing a bank or something, like a vault of some sorts, and he's really cool. Like, he's just a really freaking cool character. He looks cool. I can't wait to show you guys a closer look at this figure. But let's pull out every single one of his accessories out of this box, lay them out on the table in front of me here, and I'll show you everything that Mars Toys Dual Face comes with and what Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face has to offer.
Oh, right, we have Dual Face from Mars Toys, aka Two-Face from Batman Forever, just sitting in front of us here with all of his accessories laid out. And I was wrong. The diamond that I thought he came with to go along with the Riddler set and kind of have them be able to interact with each other isn't here. I could have sworn in an unboxing video I saw he had a diamond accessory as well, but no, he comes with 5 coins. I only pulled out one because they're all the same, both double-sided coins. We'll get a closer look at that in a minute. But I have him just kind of standing here with his double-layered two-tone suit and his two-tone face. In one hand has the watch exposed and the coin in hand, and we'll show that eventually when we get a closer look of the actual figure himself. But just to take a closer look at some of his weapons, this gun here has a little, this part spins on the front there. I think that's maybe broken, or maybe that's just supposed to come like that, but that's supposed to just be kind of where you put your hand or something like that. But yeah, kind of like they took off the butt of the gun back here, but you can see how it's got this like red clear plastic up front. I believe that's movie accurate clear plastic on the back. If you want to pull out this drum magazine, you can. Little painted detail work on the bullets there. Not a bad looking piece. And then it just pops back in there and he can wield that gun. Not a bad gun there. I kind of like that. It's like machine gun. And then he's kind of got this like heavy duty pistol that's like engraved up at the front there. You can see a little bit, and kind of has like this machine pistol look to it. But not a bad looking gun, a little weird shaped, but kind of like an old school gun, but kind of has like this engraving, almost Desert Eagle like quality to it, but it's definitely not a Desert Eagle. It's weirdly shaped. And then just like on the cover of the box there, he comes with 2 different revolvers to reflect the 2 different personalities. One with the black glove, he gets the black revolver, and the clear lawyer hand gets a normal clear revolver, you know, or a silver, you know, revolver with the, you can see the chamber there. I wish that that popped out and maybe spun around, but unnecessary detail, but that would still be cool. And then you can see here down below, he's got 2 fist hands, he's got a grabbing hand, and then kind of like a specialty coin grabbing hand. But it looks like this is more like a particular index finger and thumb grabbing the coin gestured hand, you know what I mean? Very cool. He does come with the little Halloween mask that the Riddler comes with one just like it as well. And this is just from the one scene in the movie where they go trick-or-treating at Bruce Wayne Manor. And very cool, but just kind of funny that you can set up this little pose. It doesn't necessarily go on the figure, but you can at least have him holding it up to his face or something like that. I just thought that was a nice, cool accessory, although I really wish it came with the diamond accessory. We'll take a closer look at that base and the figure himself and the head sculpt that's on him in a moment. But just to take a closer look at this head sculpt, look at the detail on that side. We'll get to that in a second. Just to look at the pure Tommy Lee Jones side of things. I mean, if you cover up that side, that is Tommy Lee Jones, you know what I mean? Like, and it's got slicked back hair, and it looks like the slicked back hair looks really good. And then this side just is crazy poofed up, crazy, you know, curl, and like the swoop here looks nuts, and all laid down purple hair on top, the purple half neck, you know, like on front and back. What a crazy looking sculpt. And he's fully smiling, grinning ear to ear in this pose here. You can see that crazy ear there. You can see the, you know, little swoop on the cheek there. And, you know, we'll take a closer look at how it differs from his normal head sculpt in just a second. But wow, what a cool head sculpt, and really spot on work for Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face there. One of the coolest head sculpts I think I have in the collection. Just so highly detailed and perfect, really is perfect. But let's take a closer look at this figure and the base he comes with. The base, nothing too special. You can see just like the Two-Face, two-toned Batman Forever logo there, where like the Riddler's version is all green just for the Riddler logo. But this one has the same Batman Begins logo, but it's half colored and half green for the Two-Face. And I really think that's great. And I love that it doesn't say dual face on the front, even though this is like a, you know, third-party-esque figure. I don't know if it's necessarily unlicensed, but they couldn't call this Two-Face on the box, right? So I'm glad that if it says dual face on the box, it still says Two-Face on the stand. So that's a plus. And it comes with a crotch grabber, so that's a bonus as well. All right, so taking a closer look at this figure, starting out down by his shoes, you can see, like I was saying earlier in the video, it does come with socks. I just wasn't able to get the socks on the figure right away, and I just wanted to get the feet on him, and I think you can't really see the socks anyway, so it's not that big a deal. But, you know, the one clean dress shoe for the clean-sided suit, and then this detailed shiny with like a skull buckle. He's got like little spurs on the back of the shoe. He's got a skull medallion metal detail type thing on the tip of the shoe there. I really loved the detail of this, and like when he walks in the movie with this shoe, it sounds like a cowboy step with like the spurs on the back. And then you have this tiger-esque zebra print going up the side of the jacket and all the way up the pants into the jacket itself. And you can see that glove and that watch there, that like yin-yang symbol, red and white watch with the hand and the coin in it. My fingers are a little too fat to hold it, but you can see that coin there is a head on one side and a head on the other. And that is very hard to see, but very much so detailed, and just 1/6 scale and tiny, and very hard for me to hold with my big old giant hands. But just putting that coin back in his hand and taking a closer look at his jacket and that tie. The one detail on the tie is that it comes with like that strap around the neck, and it doesn't sit as well as you might want it to. For me, it feels like it's sitting closer to the left side than the right, you know, so maybe I need to just play with it a little bit and like stick this white side down and really like adjust it. Like that looks a little bit better, I guess. But, you know, then the tie looks like it's maybe going sideways down the shirt, so then you got to adjust it that way. I don't know. It's a difficult process. I believe there is a button on the jacket here if I wanted to undo it, but for me, I am definitely leaving that buttoned up because he looks really slick, really good, and I just love the way that the detail on the suit jacket and, you know, the whole outfit is just this half perfectly black suit and then this half crazy suit. Like, I remember seeing this outfit for the first time as a kid and just being like, wow, who the hell is that guy? And like seeing his face and being creeped out, but just the outfit itself, like, you know, it's so flamboyant and wild. But like as a kid, I was like, that's stupid, that's crazy. But as an adult, I'm like, I kind of love it. I wish I could have a jacket like this and just be so different, you know, to be so cool and to be so different, right? Like, why blend in this world when you could be different and you could look like Two-Face? No, Obviously, you don't want to go burn half your body and then have to have 2 different colored outfits everywhere you go. But if there's one thing I do appreciate about the Batman Forever film is it didn't lean away from the campiness and the comic book nature of these characters and leaned fully hard into it, but also, you know, leaned into the toys side of things. And like each one of these characters had like 2 to 3 outfit changes throughout the movie, you know, and like Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey, I don't know if they had a good experience on the film, but boy oh boy, on camera it certainly seems like they were having a blast and just way too much fun. You know, like there's one particular scene from the movie that I absolutely love where Jim Carrey's character looks at Two-Face and goes, "Show me how to punch a guy." And he goes, "It's real simple. Ball up your fist, reach way back, and then assert yourself." And he punches a guy in the face and he knocks him out and he goes, "Let me try. Ball up your fist, reach way back, assert yourself." And he punches him and he's like, "Ow, my hand." But Tommy Lee Jones being the hard guy and then the funny, goofy guy being Jim Carrey, it couldn't have worked better. It really couldn't have. But, you know, they were both kind of these unhinged, crazy characters. One wants to do brainwashing stuff, and one just wants to flip his coin and decide if he can kill people or not, you know, like, and rob banks and stuff, you know. But, oh, God, I really would have loved to see more of the Harvey Dent side of Two-Face, where, like, the movie begins and he's kind of already Two-Face. Like, I would have loved to see more of, like, how he became Two-Face and, like, you know, how he went from a clean-cut lawyer to this craziness, but it doesn't matter, you know, like, we get that origin story later in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, but Batman Forever did it first, and maybe better. I still maybe need to get the Two-Face from Christopher Nolan's Batman to maybe do a side-by-side comparison with this Two-Face, but I say let's jump right on into the figure posing section of this video and see what I can't get this Two-Face looking like, and then maybe see what he's looking like next to the Riddler from this movie, and maybe toss him next to Batman and Robin from Batman Forever as well. All right, we have the Mars Toys dual-faced, aka Two-Face from Batman Forever, spinning around the turntable for us in a very simple standing pose where he's just about to flip his coin to decide your life. In his second pose, like the coin just flipped and landed in his palm, and now he's pulling out his gun to take care of you out of his coat jacket pocket. You can also see both of his watches on either wrist. And then the third pose, we have him with his smiling head sculpt, which does look just as good as the other one, but gives it a little bit more expression with the smile. And he's wielding his big giant machine gun that he seems very happy to be wielding. And then I have him with the Riddler in their Happy Halloween mask look, with Two-Face and Riddler about to go into Wayne Manor and trick-or-treat and blow up the Batcave, and Two-Face just wants to kill the Batman. Like he says in that movie, "Why won't you just die?" And then the next pose, he's got the smiling head sculpt again, and he's doing the box cover art where he's got both revolvers in kind of crossed in front of his chest, and each revolver is kind of resemblance of either side, where one has the black glove, has the black revolver, and then the clean suited side has just a clean regular silver revolver, both fitting for either face and either side of Two-Face. And then his final pose, I have him in something a little bit more simpler because I don't want to damage the suit in some crazy dynamic pose. Plus, I don't find his legs to be the most articulating, so most of the poses I'm able to get him in are mostly upper body stuff anyways. I would say probably the first pose I put him in would be my favorite, but this one's not bad either, with just the coin in hand, the smiling head sculpt, and he's got his machine gun in the other hand. And, you know, just kind of a big giant gun with a little detail, but just wanted to have him with his coin for sure because he is Two-Face, but I also wanted him to have one of his guns in his other hand. He comes with 3 other pistols, but only 1 machine gun, so I figured why not use the machine gun for now, and then the coin in the other hand, and maybe in the future we'll swap out that gun for another gun. But I do think this figure could have came with a couple of other hands, and the one accessory I do wish it came with is that giant diamond so that you can do that pose from that one scene in the film with the Mars Toys Riddler as well. But why don't we toss Two-Face on the shelf next to Jim Carrey's Riddler and the other Mars Toys figure I have? But to see what he's looking like on the DC shelf in front of the other Batman and Robin from Batman Forever, and the other 4 now figures I have for Batman Forever will be all grouped together on one shelf, and I'll show you guys the new layout I have over there. And if you guys missed the Jim Carrey Riddler unboxing that came out yesterday, be sure to go check that out. But let's toss this bad boy on the shelf. Oh, right, that's a nice looking shelf there. Maybe might switch the Riddler over to the right and Two-Face over to the left, but I figured, you know, Batman and Riddler are kind of going head to head in that movie, and Two-Face and Robin kind of have more of a moment together, so I kind of wanted to put them in front of each other. But maybe I just need to raise up the Batman slightly more. It only is on a thin little shelf, just so you can see him a little better. But from this angle, you can still see him. And just from like down here, you know, the Riddler's big head starts to block Batman. But I love that you can still see, like, you know, from this angle, you can see Two-Face, Batman Begins, Robin, Joker, you know, in art, Superman, the Batman, and you can see that DX19 back there in the corner. So, you know, you can still see most all the figures from almost every angle. And I like that I do have my 4 Batman Forever figures all together now, with Val Kilmer's Batman, Christopher O'Donnell's Robin, Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face, and Jim Carrey's Riddler. And I love that, you know, 2 of these figures are made from Hot Toys, and they weren't making the villains of this movie, so Mars Toys went ahead and made the villains. So now I have these 2 colorful, dope suits, the Riddler, the King of Enigma, and now dual face Two-Face from Mars Toys. I can't believe that these figures are now included in my collection, and that Mars Toys Two-Face is absolutely astonishing. And I didn't do any figure comparisons with him because I figured everyone that I would have put him next to is right here on the shelf. So if you do want to see more of a personalized, maybe short or something like that, of doing a side-by-side comparison for different DC figures with this Two-Face, maybe eventually I'll do that when I get like the Dark Knight trilogy Two-Face, or maybe just another Two-Face in general. But I don't think they've done too many Two-Faces, and in my opinion, Tommy Lee Jones still is the best looking one. It's definitely fun as hell. Look at that suit, zebra print suit. They even included the little Halloween mask. I didn't put Jim Carrey's on his base because he came with so many extra accessories, but so cool that we got Riddler and Two-Face from Batman Forever now. And that movie has been growing on me so much. I've been watching it a lot over the last couple weeks preparing for this video, and these videos coming out this weekend. But if you guys missed yesterday's video, please make sure you go check out that Riddler unboxing video, and had a lot of fun doing that figure as well. But now we have both of these bad boys on my DC shelf, and I can't wait to keep expanding this with the Batman and Robin Joel Schumacher movie figures, with Batman and Robin coming in from that film and Mr. Freeze. So I'll probably have that movie next to this movie, and have, you know, maybe even 89 Batman, and then Batman Returns Batman, and then have, you know, as they go in order, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, and then going from there into the Christopher Nolan stuff, and then all the way to present day with Robert Pattinson's Batman. But thank you so much for coming on by and clicking on this video. And if you've made it this far into the video, please consider dropping a like down below and commenting down in the comment section. Those are both great ways to support the channel. And if you would like to follow my other social medias, links for those down in the description below. But that's it from me, y'all. My name's Big Cam. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. If you'd like to support the channel, drop a like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that bell icon if you want to get the notifications for future Hot Toys unboxings or other DC, Marvel, whatever 1/6 scale figure unboxings coming every weekend. Comically Boston podcast every Monday, talking about the weekly nerdy news. And over the last couple weeks, we've been talking about Alien Earth breakdowns every week, and the Peacemaker Season 2 breakdowns. So stay tuned for some more stuff coming your way, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.